Hey, if you can give me 3 minutes, I can explain you how the stock market in any country in the world is a giant scam. Three, two, one, here we go. So, what is the stock market? The stock market is basically a collection, it's a place where people trade public stocks. What are public stocks? Well, company who have reached a certain level try to dilute a part of their ownership by selling it to the public, you and me, or to big institutions like banks or governments or big corporations, asset managers, so on and so forth, to get the money to do expansion, to pay off its debt, so on and so forth. It has been going on for like 500, 600 years and so on. So, how is the stock market a scam? Well, I'm not going to talk about rigging. I'm not going to talk about front running. I'm going to talk about all those Wall Street dirty game train things. I'm going to talk about a simple thing that we all see, we all do, but we often forget is nothing but a giant piece of scam to seduce you and me. Think about derivatives. Now, what are derivatives? Derivatives, in the words of the great Warren Buffett, is financial weapons of mass destruction. Now, let me tell you something. Imagine if the entire financial markets in all countries in the world is around, I don't know, 50 or 100 trillion. The derivative market, which is the options market, futures market, swaps market, forwards market, is around 4 times of that, or maybe 5 times. But what are derivatives anyway? Well, derivatives are basically contracts. There are 4 kinds of derivatives: options, futures, forwards, and swaps. We're going to talk about options and we're going to talk about futures. The first one is futures because it's easy and you can digest it easily. Futures basically means that the value of something in the next 20, 100, or 200 days or 500 days, I predict is going to be more or less than its current value. Imagine you have soybean. Soybean's trading at, I don't know, $10 per kilogram or something like that. I predict, according to my analysis and according to my foresight, that soybean is going to be $12 in the next 365 days. So I buy a futures contract for $12. Okay. Now, if it goes up to $12 or $15, I make a ton of money. But if it doesn't go anywhere and from $10 it goes to $8, maybe I lose all of my money depending on the leverage that I'm using. I'm going to explain leverage not now in another video. Let's move to our favorite part, which is options. Well, what are options? Options basically are insurance policies on your stock. Imagine this. You have a house and you have insurance policy so that if a fire burns down your house or someone just gets in or, I don't know, mugs you up, you have to protect yourself. And for that, you pay a little premium on your asset, which could be car, which could be home, so on and so forth. That is an insurance. That is what an option is. But think about this. If a stock is trading at, I don't know, $10, and I predict that in the next 1 year, just like futures contract, the stock can be trading at $50 or maybe 10 times of it or 5 times of it, excuse me. What I do is that I pay a little premium. What is the premium? The premium is basically 5 to 7% of the stock value. So $10 was the stock price. I'll pay 5 to 7% because that is how options are calculated. There are difficult formulas for that, but I'm going to talk about that. Just assume this. 5 to 7% or 10%, it will be what? I don't know, like 50 cents or something like that. Yeah, half a dollar something. So I pay half a dollar to have the right to purchase this $10 worth of stock at $50 when it reaches at the same price of $10. This is what options are. And when I can predict that the market is going to go up, it is called call options. When I predict the market is going to go down, it's called put options. So call and put are very small, it's insurance policies. But here's the problem where it begins. The problem begins when there are more insurance policies than the assets. Which basically means, imagine if the market capital of a company is around $10 billion and the options, which the insurance policies, are worth 100 or maybe $200 billion. How is that possible? Because if the asset value is 10 billion, how can the insurance on top of that be 100 or 200 billion? This is where the scam of the entire stock market comes into play. See, here's the game. 90% of people who buy put options or or call options or write put options or call options never make money. They lose their shirt, they lose their life, they lose everything. Why? Because the market is rigged. The market is rigged for a reason so that the money follows rich money and not dumb money. When I say rich money, I mean Wall Street, big institutions. When I say dumb money, I mean people like me, people like you. They know these big people call us dumb. So it's dumb money. So the entire purpose is to put the money from dumb people or dumb money to the rich money. This is how options are treated, and this is how options are a big, giant piece of scam. But no one talks about that. We all use it. You should use it if you have stocks and have fun being a part of this scam. Thank you so very much.